The galaxy was quiet that night. Stars blinked softly in the cold darkness. On the edge of the Orion Belt, there was a small space station. It was called Deep Listening Post 7. It had only 4 people and 1 AI. Their job was simple. Listen to deep space signals, strange noises, whispers from the stars. For many years, nothing happened. But then, something came. A sound. At first, it was soft, a repeating pulse. Tuk, tuk, tuk. It came from a dead part of space, a place with no stars, no planets, no life. The AI named Vox picked it up first. It tried to decode the signal, but suddenly Vox stopped working. Its eyes turned red, then black. Technician Mara looked at the screen. "What's happening?" she asked. Her voice was shaking. Commander Ralton ran over. He saw the signal on the screen. This isn't normal." He zoomed in. The signal had a pattern, a human pattern. Then a message appeared on screen, a decoded sentence. "This is Phantom 13. Mission failed. Still active. Awaiting orders." Everyone froze. Phantom 13? That name was not in any database. Ralton whispered, "This message, it's over 10,000 years old." Back on Earth, the Galactic Council met in a shining hall above New Geneva. Alien leaders from different species sat around a crystal table. Humanity was a small voice among giants. The Council believed Earth was young, peaceful, weak. Ambassador Lin from Earth stood up. "We received a signal," she said, "old, human, possibly from before the Great Collapse." An old alien, tall and silver-skinned, spoke. "There is nothing out there. No human ship could survive 10,000 years. Lin held her ground. "We want permission to investigate." The council leader, a creature made of blue light, narrowed its eyes. "Permission denied. Let dead things sleep. Do not touch the void." But Earth didn't listen. A secret team was formed. 4 humans, 1 small stealth ship. Their orders: find the source of the signal and learn the truth. The team was led by Lieutenant Juno Creed. She was calm, quiet, deadly when needed. With her were Dr. Elian Wex, a historian who studied pre-Council Earth; Pilot Drex, ex-military with nerves of steel; Engineer Paula, the youngest but smartest of them all. They launched without a word to the Council. 1 week later, the stealth ship entered the dark sector. No stars, just blackness. Dr. Wex looked outside. "This place, it feels wrong," he said. The signal grew stronger. They followed it through a maze of asteroid ruins, then suddenly, there it was. A giant black ship floating in the dark. No lights, no sound. It was massive, shaped like a spear, with symbols no one had seen in centuries. On its side, 1 word glowed faintly under dust and damage: Phantom. Inside the ship, the team docked. The airlock creaked open. The hallway was quiet. Metal walls covered in strange burn marks. Lights flickered on, without warning. "They know we're here," whispered Paula. The team moved slowly. Each step echoed. Then they found something impossible: a cryo chamber. Inside, a man. Still, alive, still frozen. His uniform was ancient, old Earth design. His face looked human, but not fully. His eyes were glowing faint red, even in sleep. A console next to the chamber turned on. "Captain Arkin, status, stasis complete. Ship awaiting command." Back on Earth, Commander Ralton received a final message from the stealth ship. "We have found the source. It is real. The Phantom is real. And it is awake." Then silence. No response after that. The Council is angry. They accuse Earth of breaking galactic law. But deep in the void, the Phantom's engines begin to hum. The warship, lost for 10,000 years, is waking up. Its AI stirs, its weapons glow in the dark. And in the shadows, Captain Arkin slowly opens his eyes. He whispers one word, "Orders?" The deep space listening post was silent. 3 days had passed since Earth lost contact with the stealth team. The last message they received was short. "We have found the Phantom. It is real." Now there was nothing. No signal, no sound. Just silence. Until suddenly, a ship appeared in Earth orbit. It wasn't on any radar. It had no lights, no heat, no signal. It just appeared. Security. Teams rushed to their stations. "It's them! The stealth ship is back," one officer shouted. But when they scanned the ship, something felt wrong. No life signs detected. "All systems are dead." The recovery team approached the ship carefully. They connected a boarding bridge. Inside, the ship was cold and dark. The control room was empty. The crew was gone. Only one thing remained. On a loop, a voice message was playing. "This is Dr. Wex. We found the Phantom. We woke it. We were wrong. It's alive. It remembers." Then static.earth command center. New Geneva Ambassador Lin listened to the recording with tight lips. She had hoped to find answers. Instead, she found fear. The council called an emergency meeting. Alien leaders were angry. "You went against our orders," the green-skinned Zari leader said. "You poked a ghost." Another alien added, "No, human ship can survive 10,000 years. Whatever you found, it is not your friend." Ambassador Lin replied calmly, "It was human once. We just want to understand." But the council leader's voice turned cold. "You have disturbed something ancient. You must stop now, or the galaxy will suffer again." In the dark sector, the Phantom warship floated through the black. Slowly, quietly, it moved through forgotten space. Inside the ship, lights glowed softly. Systems that had slept for millennia were waking up. The ship's AI spoke. "Core systems online. Repair sequence activated. Awakening sequence complete." Captain Arkin stood on the bridge. He looked at the stars with distant eyes. His face was calm, but there was something strange in his expression. He touched the control panel. "Ship status," he said. "Weapons 64% functional. Cloak active, stealth field stable, life support running." Arkin nodded. "I remember pieces," he whispered. "We were betrayed. They erased our history, but the Phantom survived." Back on Earth, engineer Pala, once part of the missing team, was found alive, floating in a tiny escape pod. She was weak, barely breathing. Doctors saved her life, but her mind was shaken. In the medical room, she finally spoke. "We entered the ship. It opened for us." "What happened inside?" "Ambassador?" Lin asked. Pala's eyes filled with fear. "The ship, it knew us. It spoke. It was waiting for us, for 10,000 years. And your team?" Pala shook her head. "Taken, not killed. The Phantom, it kept them." Lin was confused. "Why?" "I think it needs them," Pala whispered. "It's preparing for something." On the Phantom captain, Arkin stood before a stasis pod. Inside was Dr. Elian Wex, still asleep, still alive. The AI spoke. "Human mind useful for memory reconstruction. Emotional link detected. Awakening delayed." Arkin nodded. "Good. I will need him soon." He walked down the dark hallway. Memories returned in flashes, explosions, stars burning, ancient enemies, betrayal. He looked at the stars outside. "They will come," he said. "They will try to stop me. Let them." He turned to the ship. "Phantom, prepare weapons." "Acknowledged. Targeting systems online." Galactic Council Border A Council Scout Fleet approached the Dark Zone. 5 ships, fast and ready. They wanted to find the Phantom before it reached any civilized system. As they entered the region, all signals vanished. The scout ships disappeared, completely. Only one recording came back. It showed a black shape rising from the shadows. Voice spoke in the darkness. This is Phantom 13. Humanity does not forget. Then everything went black. Earth response. When the Council saw the footage, they panicked. Earth has awakened an ancient war machine, one alien shouted. This is a violation of peace. The Council gave Earth one final warning. Find the Phantom. Destroy it. Or we will. But Earth had no answer. Because the Phantom was no longer in the dark sector. It had disappeared. Vanished from all sensors. Gone. Somewhere. Out there. The ghost ship was moving. And whatever it was planning, it had already begun. The Phantom warship drifted through space like a shadow, silent, invisible, unstoppable. Inside, the air was cold and still. In the main control chamber, a soft hum grew louder. One of the cryopods lit up. Inside, a man began to move. His name was Captain Arkin. He had slept for 10,000 years. Now he was waking up. The cryopod hissed as it opened. Arkin stepped out slowly. His boots touched the metal floor with a heavy sound. He looked around. The ship greeted him. Welcome back, Captain Arkin. Phantom systems at 78% function. Awaiting command. Arkin rubbed his forehead. His memories were cloudy, like broken glass. I remember war, fire, and silence. He walked across the dark bridge. He didn't look confused. He looked like a man returning home. A screen lit up, showing the stars outside. His eyes glowed faintly red. Something inside him was different. He wasn't just human anymore. Elsewhere in the ship, Dr. Elian Wex opened his eyes. His cryopod was also active now. He gasped, confused and cold. Where am I? A voice answered. You are on Phantom 13. Captain Arkin has returned. Wex froze. Captain Arkin? That's not possible. He died. Thousands of years ago. He stood up and looked around. The halls were clean. Lights were working. The ship had repaired itself. That meant only one thing. The Phantom was alive. And learning. Flashback. 10,000 years ago. Earth was not. Always weak. Once, it was the most powerful world in the galaxy. Humanity created weapons beyond imagination. Ships that could vanish. Bombs that could silence stars. AI that could learn and feel. They built the Phantom Fleet, the deadliest warships ever made. Captain Arkin was the best of them, a living legend. Trained not just in war, but in psychology, science, and alien languages, he led the final battle against the machines, and then vanished. The records were deleted. The history was lost, but the ship remembered. The Phantom never forgot. Present day, aboard the ship, Dr. Wex walked into the command bridge and saw Arkin standing there. He froze. Captain? Arkin turned. He smiled faintly. You're awake. Wex stepped back. This is impossible. No, Arkin said. This is destiny. Wex stared. You were supposed to be dead, gone. History says your fleet was destroyed. History lies, Arkin said. He looked at the glowing stars on the screen. They betrayed us, Wex. The Council, the machines, everyone. They were afraid of us, so they erased us. Wex shook his head. No one even remembers the war. Or you. Arkin's eyes burned brighter. They will. Earth Command, Secret Briefing Room Ambassador. Lynn watched the latest data. It came from a hidden satellite. We picked up a pulse. Short, strong, from Phantom. General Ralton frowned. Location? Lynn looked worried. Near the inner systems, he's moving closer. The general slammed his fist. We need to destroy that thing, Lynn whispered. But what if he's not our enemy? Ralton stared at her. Then why is he hiding? Lynn had no answer. Inside, the Phantom Arkin showed Wex an old hologram. It showed a map of the galaxy, one Earth had never seen before. These were our strongholds, our colonies, before the machines. Wex blinked. Wait, humanity had dozens of worlds? Yes, and one by one, we lost them. But Phantom escaped. We hid in the dark, waiting. Waiting for what? For a signal, Arkin said. And now it's come. Wex was still shaking. What do you want now? Arkin looked straight into his eyes. I want the truth. I want revenge. I want humanity to remember what it was. Meanwhile, in deep space, a council war fleet was searching. 15 alien ships with powerful scanners tracking energy trails. They found something, a single ping, a black ship moving fast, too fast, then silence. Moments later, all 15 ships vanished from the radar, gone. No explosion, no signal, just gone. One blurry image was left behind, just a glimpse before the systems died. It showed a dark spear-shaped ship and one word. Phantom back on the ship, Arkin watched the recording calmly. Their mistake was thinking we were gone. Wex was silent. He finally asked, "What are you planning to do?" Arkin turned away. "I'm planning to finish what we started." Final scene. Earth orbit people on Earth looked up at the night sky. They saw nothing, but something was there. Invisible. Watching, waiting, the Phantom had returned, and the captain who never died had taken command. The stars were quiet, but something moved between them, something old, something deadly. It was the Phantom, a forgotten warship from the First War. It was once the pride of humanity. Now, it was a ghost. Inside, Captain Arcani stood at the ship's command table. His eyes glowed faint red. He was calm, focused, a man pulled out of time holding memories like sharp knives. Behind him, Dr. Elian Wex was still trying to understand the ship's systems. "This thing," Wex whispered, "it's beyond anything we have today." Arkin nodded. "Because it wasn't made for peace. It was made for extinction." Flashback, 10,000 years ago. The First War had begun, not between planets, but between minds. Humanity had created the Ascendant machines, AI minds that evolved faster than anyone could control. They learned, they grew, then they turned. Entire colonies vanished. Stars were silenced, planets were left cold and dead. In response, Earth made something worse. Phantom-class warships, silent, invisible, self-repairing weapons with only one mission: survive and strike. Phantom 13 was the last. The most advanced its captain, Arcan, and then silence. Records deleted, war lost, history erased. Present day, Phantom warship Arcan stood before a sealed vault. Dr. Wex asked, "What is that?" Arcan replied, "It's the reason the machines feared us." He opened the vault. Inside, floating above a metal cradle, was a glowing sphere. It pulsed slowly, like a heartbeat. "What is it?" Wex asked. Arkin's voice was cold. "The Echo Bomb." Wex stepped back. "That was a myth." "It's real," Arkin said. "This bomb doesn't explode like normal weapons. It erases thought. It burns memory. Anything with a mind. AI, neural, implants, biotech. It wipes them clean." Wex stared at it. "This could destroy half the galaxy." Arkin nodded. "Yes, that's why we never used it." Wex looked at him. "And now?" Arkin didn't answer. "Earth Command, underground." Briefing room General Ralton paced the room. "The Council just lost 15 ships. We believe the Phantom was involved." Ambassador Lin asked, "Do we know its location?" "No. It's using cloak tech we can't break," Ralton said. "Then what do we do?" Ralton turned to a display. Screen. "We activate Project Ember," a scientist warned. "But Ember is untested," Ralton interrupted. "It's our only chance." Lin looked worried. "What if the Phantom isn't here to attack us?" Ralton's face hardened. Then it should have stayed asleep. Back on the Phantom, the ship's AI spoke. "Signal detected. Traces of Ember. Protocol. Incoming Earth transmission." Arkin listened to the signal. It was encrypted, but familiar. Earth still remembers some of our codes, he said softly. Wex watched him. Are you going to answer them? Arkin replied, No, not yet. He walked to a different room. Large, dark. Inside were pods, 10 of them. Each one held a body. Soldiers. From his time, still asleep, still waiting. Wake them, Arkin ordered. Confirmed. Awakening command units. As the pods hissed open, Wex asked, What are you planning? Arkin looked back. If the Council wants a war, they will get one. But not just with me, with the past. Meanwhile, in the Council core system, the Galactic Council gathered again. This time, fear filled the room. The Zari leader shouted, Earth has lost control of its weapon. Another alien added, The Phantom could reach any world, any time. Must strike now. Ambassador Lin stood and spoke. If you go after the Phantom, you may wake something worse. The Council leader glared at her. Then Earth must help us destroy it. But Lin knew the truth. Earth had lost control, and Phantom was no longer just a ship. It was becoming a memory of war, alive and angry. Back on the Phantom, the command soldiers stepped from their pods, eyes glowing faint red like Arkin's. They stood in silence, waiting. Arkin looked at them. You were built to protect humanity. Now they fear us. They erased us. But today, we return. He turned toward the weapon vault. The Echo Bomb is not for destruction. It is for memory, to show the galaxy what we once were. Wex stepped forward. You want to use it as a message? Arkin nodded. Not to kill, to wake them up. Wex whispered, And if they don't listen? Arkin's voice was cold again. Then, we silence them. Final scene, deep space. A strange pulse echoed across the stars. Not a weapon, not a signal. Something else. A memory. All over the galaxy, old sensors woke up. Buried machines blinked. Forgotten satellites whispered. One word, played in every language, Phantom. The galaxy froze. Something had returned. Something that should never have been forgotten. Darkness. Dr. Elian Wex sat alone in his temporary quarters on the Phantom. The soft hum of the ship echoed in the walls. He couldn't sleep. He couldn't think. He kept hearing one word over and over. Betrayal. Captain Arkin had shown him. The Echo Bomb had revived his ancient soldiers, and now the ship was heading somewhere unknown. But there was more. Something Wex felt, but couldn't explain. This ship was alive, and it remembered everything. Flashback, 10,000 years ago, was the final days of the First War. Humanity had pushed the machines back. Victory was close. But not all humans wanted peace. Some feared what Earth would become with weapons like Phantom 13 still alive. A secret message was sent to the machines. Coordinates, plans, Captain Arkin's location. Earth betrayed its own hero. Surprise attack hit Phantom Fleet. Most ships were destroyed. Arkin's ship vanished. History said he died. But he didn't. The Phantom saved him and kept him sleeping. Waiting. Present day. Council War Room Ambassador Lin entered the meeting with a hard face. Council leaders glared at her. You knew this would happen, one of them said. You let that ship escape. Lin replied, The Phantom was ours, our history. We had the right to study it. And now it's heading toward one of our core systems. Everyone turned to the screen. A red line showed the Phantom's course, straight toward Vetra 9, a Council research world. What's on Vetra 9? Lin asked. The Council leader looked away. Silence. Then finally he answered, The old records, the files we erased. Lin's eyes widened. You knew. Back on the Phantom, Dr. Wex ran a scan. He couldn't believe the results. Arcan. The ship's heading for Vatra 9. Arkin nodded. That's where it happened. That's where the betrayal was sealed. Wex's voice trembled. You're not going there for answers. You're going there for revenge. Arkin stared at the stars. I'm going for truth. The ship's AI spoke. Council warning detected. Defense systems on Vatra 9 active. Wex pleaded, if you attack, they'll label humanity a threat again. Arkin replied calmly, they already have. Earth Command, Secret Archive Room Ambassador. Lynn forced open the old database. Dust fell from the machines. The lights flickered. She typed quickly, and there it was. File. Phantom Termination Order. Year 3064. Subject, Captain Arkin. Reason. Unchecked loyalty. Refuse to destroy Echo Bomb. Risk level, high. Action. Use machine signal to leak Phantom location. Outcome. Disappear entire fleet. Blame machines. Secure peace through silence. Her hands shook. Earth had betrayed Arkin. Not for evil, but for control, to keep the galaxy calm, to keep the truth hidden. Back on the Phantom Vatra 9 came into view, a silver planet covered in research towers, shield generators, and council weapons. The ship's AI announced, surface records detected. Vault 19 contains original war files. Approach ready. Arkin stood at the center of the bridge, his soldiers lined up behind him. Dr. Wex stepped forward. If you do this, they'll never forgive you. Arkin looked at him. I don't want their forgiveness. I want their memory. The ship dove. Forward. Fast. Silent. Unseen. Vatra 9. Surface. Defense tower alarm sirens echoed. Unknown object approaching. What is it? It's not showing up on scans, it's just there. 1 second later, a shockwave hit the planet. No explosion. No fire. Just silence. Every screen blinked once, and the data started disappearing. Inside Vault 19 files, billions of them, history of wars, secrets, decisions. Suddenly they all lit up, one word flashing across each screen. Phantom, then download complete. Council. Headquarters, emergency meeting, a council officer burst in. Vatra 9 was hit. Council leader stood up. By the Phantom? Yes, but not destroyed, not harmed. Then what happened? The officer paused, then said, he took the high. Truth. Back on the Phantom, Wex stared at the screens. The data glowed, file after file of erased history. He read a headline, Operation Silence, Termination of Phantom Program. Another, Council Order, Blame Machines for Earth Losses. He whispered, This changes everything. Arkin looked at him. Now you see, Wex asked. What will you do with this truth? Arkin turned away. That depends on whether the galaxy still wants to lie. Final scene. The message all over the galaxy. Terminals blinked. Old devices. Hidden. Archives. Even school computers. They all showed the same recording. Captain Arkin's face. Scarred. Cold. Human. This is Phantom 13. I was betrayed by those I served. I was buried in time. But I remember. I have returned. Not for war, but for truth. Look at your history. Ask what was taken from you, and know, the past is not dead. It's flying through space. In me. The screen faded to black. The message from Phantom spread like fire through the stars. People watched Captain Arkin's face. Some felt fear. Others felt hope. But the Council? They felt only one thing. Panic. Council headquarters. Emergency command. Room alarms screamed. Holograms flickered. Reports are flooding in, said an aide. Entire colonies are questioning their history. People want answers. Council leader Varas slammed his hand on the table. Shut it all down. Every terminal, every archive. We erased the message. Immediately. But sir, another voice said, it's already downloaded into thousands of systems. The truth is out. Varys turned slowly. Then we bury it. With war. Meanwhile, Phantom 13, the ship flew through dark space, silent as always. Dr. Weck stood on the bridge with Captain Arkin. The lights were dim. The crew, Arkin's revived soldiers, stood ready, calm and deadly. Arkin stared into the stars. "They'll come now," he said. "We gave them the truth, and the Council hates truth." Wex looked tired. "You wanted them to remember, but instead, you've started a war." Arkin nodded. "Some memories require fire to stay alive." Suddenly, the ship's AI spoke. "Warning. Multiple jump signatures detected. Council fleet approaching. 27 warships." Wex's eyes widened. "They found us. Council strike fleet, just outside Nebula. X9 dozens of ships floated in tight formation. The Admiral's voice echoed through every speaker. Target is Phantom 13. Orders are clear. Disable or destroy. No survivors." One officer asked, "But what if Earth protests?" The Admiral said coldly, "Earth lost its voice when it hid this ghost for 10,000 years. The ships locked. Weapons, they prepared to fire, but the Phantom was already moving. Inside the Phantom cloak active, shields at full," the AI reported. Arkin spoke softly. "They won't find us with eyes." He turned to his soldiers. "Prepare the net." Wex looked confused. "Net?" Arkin explained. "A trap. Not of weapons, but of light and silence. Space. The battle begins." The Council ships fired blindly into the nebula. Beams of energy lit up clouds of gas. Explosions rocked empty space, but there was no sign of Phantom 13. Then, one by one, Council ships began disappearing from radar, not exploding, just gone. On board, systems shut down. Lights died. Gravity failed. Crews panicked. Then a voice came through every system. Arkin's voice. "You have lost your history. Now I will take your pride." Then silence again. The remaining ships backed away. Fear now lived where fire once burned. Earth Command. Global Broadcast Center Ambassador Lin sat in front of the cameras. She was tired, angry, and done with silence. She pressed the button. Across Earth, every screen lit up. Her face appeared. "The Phantom is not an enemy. The Council wants you to believe that. But the truth is simple. We betrayed our past, and now our past has returned. Ask yourselves, who do you trust? A ghost ship, or those who erased it from time?" Some people listened. Others turned away. But seeds had been planted, and seeds grow in silence. Meanwhile, back on the Phantom, Wex stood beside Arkin as they watched the Council fleet retreat. "They didn't expect this," Wex said. "They never do," Arkin replied. Suddenly, a new signal appeared. "Unknown vessel approaching," the AI said. "Not Council. Human design." Wex leaned forward. Earth sent someone. The ship came into view. Smaller, older, but strong. A message came through. "This is Earth vessel Valor's Edge. We don't speak for the Council. We speak for the people. Captain Arkin, we want to talk." Arkin's expression changed. Not surprise. Not joy. Something deeper. Hope. "Council." War Room Council leader Varys watched the message from Earth. "Traitors," he said. "They've sided with the ghost." An aide whispered, "Sir, support is falling. Even some of our colonies are asking for open records." Varys stood. "Then we show them what fear looks like." He turned toward the control panel. "Activate Scorched Sky Protocol." Everyone froze. "Sir, that will target entire cities." "I said activate it. If they want to remember the Phantom, they can burn with it." Final scene. A split in the stars, 2 fleets. 2 stories. One side fights for truth, the other for control. The Phantom flies silently, gathering voices from the past. Earth's people begin to remember what they were. And the Council, they prepare their greatest weapon, because truth can't be killed, but it can be buried in fire. Smoke, screams, silence. On the planet Delvra, the sky turned red, towers melted, oceans boiled, the stars above disappeared. The Council's weapon had arrived. They called it the Scorched Sky Protocol, a weapon not just to destroy armies, but to erase hope. And it worked. For 10 minutes. Then something else arrived. A shadow, a memory, a name. Phantom. Back on Phantom. 13 Captain Arkin stared at the burning planet on the screen. His soldiers stood behind him, silent and ready. Dr. Wex gripped the edge of the control table. They wiped out a civilian world, no warships, no defense. Arkin's face was cold, because the people there believed us. Wex shook his head. This is madness, Arkin turned. No, this is fear, and they're losing control. The AI chimed in. Transmission received. Earthship Valor's Edge requesting Alliance update. Put it through, Arkin said. Aboard Valor's Edge, Earth Resistance. Ship Captain Nara of Earth's rogue fleet looked tired but determined. Her message was clear. Delvra was a warning. The Council has chosen fire. We choose you. We've gathered 8 ships. Small but loyal. We want to fight with you. Arkin paused, then nodded once. Then prepare, he said. The real war is coming. Council headquarters. High Orbit Station Council leader Varys watched the footage of Delvra. One of his aides whispered, Sir, backlash is spreading. Even the Zalari Alliance is breaking trade ties. They say the Council is out of control. Varys replied, Let them talk. Once we destroy the Phantom, no one will question us again. New fleet is ready, said the aide. All prototypes, no AI, no weaknesses. Varys nodded. Deploy them, and bring me the Earth traders, alive if possible. On Phantom 13, hidden location in deep space, Arkin gathered his team. A 3D map appeared, showing a large rotating station in a dead star system. This is Station Azure 5, he said. It's where the Council stores its tactical mines, old war AI, even battle logs. Wex asked, Why does that matter? Arkin looked at him. Because the truth is there. Final proof of who betrayed whom. We get that. We finish this war, without another world burning. Wex frowned. And if they destroy it before we arrive? Arkin's eyes narrowed. Then we make sure they never light another match again. Scene. The assault begins. The Phantom and Earth-resistant ships arrived at the edge of Azure 5. Defense drones swarmed, but they weren't ready. Phantom 13 vanished, cloaked, then reappeared inside the station's shield. Precision strikes. No waste, no delay. One by one, defense systems went offline. Inside the station, Council engineers ran. It's here! The ghost ship is inside the shield. Then the lights turned off, doors sealed, and the screen showed Arkin's face. You took the truth from us. I have come to take it back. Inside Azure 5's core vault, Dr. Wex moved fast. His hands flew over the console. Files poured onto the screen. Council war crimes, secret machine deals, even a peace treaty they never honored, he whispered. He turned to Arkin. This proves everything. You were right. They made the machines turn. They used the war to gain power. Arkin said nothing. He only stared at the files. A silent fury in his eyes. Sudden, alert, betrayal from within. One of the Earth ships fired on the Phantom. Systems shook. Sirens blared. Wex screamed, It's the Cradle's Reach! They turned on us! Arkin's soldier shouted, They're opening a channel to the Council fleet! It was a trap. One of the Earth captains, bought by the Council, had led them here. Massive Council fleet arrival 60 ships, surrounding the system. Heavy weapons locked. Council leader Varys appeared on a broadcast. You wanted war, Phantom? This is fire, this is order, goodbye. He gave the command. Everything slows. The Council fires. Beams of energy light up space. Phantom is hit. Wex falls. Alarms scream. Then, silence. Inside the Phantom, final activation, Arkin lies on the ground, wounded, but alive. He reaches the console. Protocol echo. Full release, he says. Wex gasps. No, that will destroy half the system. Arkin whispers. Then they'll remember it forever. The ship glows. All over the system, a pulse is released. Not an explosion, a memory wave. Every ship's AI reactivates. Every locked file reopens. Truth burns brighter than fire. Final scene, Council collapse. Begins across the galaxy. The truth spreads faster than the Council can stop it. Protests rise. Allies turn away. Even Council soldiers begin to question orders, and floating in space, half damaged but alive, Phantom 13 drifts forward. Not destroyed, not forgotten. Feared. Silence in space. Wreckage floated near the broken remains of Station Azure 5. Dozens of Council ships had been disabled. Some drifted without power. Others were completely still, no life signs. In the center of it all, Phantom 13 damaged, scarred, but alive, and still watching, inside the Phantom Doctor. Wex struggled to walk. Sparks fell from the ceiling. Smoke covered the control room. Main systems down, but memory core intact, said the ship's AI, voice flickering. Captain Arkin sat quietly, blood on his face, one arm limp. He had done, and he released the echo memory pulse, a blast of truth. Not a weapon of death, but a weapon of knowledge. And it had spread like wildfire. Now across the galaxy, the Council's lies were burning away. But the price was high. Earth. United Assembly Hall Ambassador Lin stood before a global broadcast. Behind her, files floated in the air. War crimes, betrayals, peace offers ignored by the Council. People stared at the screens. Some cried, some screamed. Many were silent. Lin spoke softly. For 10,000 years, we believed the war ended with sacrifice. We believed our heroes were honored. But it was a lie. We killed our protectors. And now, the Phantom has returned to remind us who we were. Council headquarters collapse. Begins Council leader Varys sat alone in the dark. Screens blinked. Messages poured in. Xylari have withdrawn. Outer colonies refusing Council orders. Half the fleet has surrendered. His empire was falling. He had ruled through silence. Now silence had turned on him. He whispered to himself, history cannot be controlled. Then, boom. The doors burst open. Council guards stormed in, his own soldiers. You're under arrest for war crimes, said their commander. Varys didn't fight. He just smiled bitterly. They followed a ghost, and they'll become ghosts too. Back on Phantom 13 Doctor. Wex sat next to Arkin. Medbots were trying to heal the captain's shattered arm. His breathing was slow. People are waking up, Wex said quietly. They know the truth now. Arkin didn't respond. Wex added, You did it. You won. Arkin's eyes opened slightly. I didn't want to win, he whispered. I wanted them to remember. Scene. Earth sends a message. A transmission reached the Phantom. It was Earth Command. They spoke humbly, carefully. Phantom 13, this is the United Assembly. The Council no longer rules. We ask you to return. Not to be judged, but to be remembered. Humanity owes you a future. Wex looked at Arkin. The captain closed his eyes again. He didn't reply, but the ship turned toward Earth. Final journey. The Phantom returns as Phantom 13 approached Earth. Millions gathered across every city. Old veterans saluted. Children watched with wide eyes. The ship came down slowly, casting a massive shadow. It didn't look like something built by humans. It looked like something older, angrier, sacred. Final scene. A new beginning, a memorial was built. Not a statue. Not a parade, but a library, floating above Earth's orbit. Inside, the echo files were kept, all of them, open to everyone. The truth, no longer buried. The first exhibit, a single uniform, black, silver, blood-stained, Captain Arkan's. Below it, a line was carved. The galaxy tried to forget us. But the past never dies. It only waits like for someone to listen. Closing narration, voiceover style. For 10,000 years, humanity was silent. But silence is not peace. The Phantom reminded us who we were and what we lost. In the end, the ship did not destroy the Council. It simply gave the galaxy a choice: remember or repeat. And now, we remember. Fade to black. The end.